Look, let me start with a situation that I'm almost positive is going to feel uncomfortably familiar. It's the end of the month. Your paycheck just hit a few days ago. You didn't do anything crazy. No luxury shopping sprees, no wild vacations, no I bought a boat on impulse type decisions. And yet, you open your bank app, you scroll, and you think, wait, where did it all go? Bills are paid. Life is functioning, but your savings account barely moved. And what's scary is this part. From the outside, it looks like you're doing everything right. You're responsible. You're not reckless. You're spending money on things that seem normal. And that's exactly the problem. Because today, we're not talking about dumb money mistakes. We're talking about 7 completely normal expenses that quietly keep millions of middle-class Americans stuck in the same financial place for decades, without them ever realizing why. My name is Anna, and I spend way too much time thinking about how everyday spending decisions quietly shape long-term wealth. If you're someone who works hard, earns decent money, but still feels like you're financially running in place, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because here's the thing, most people don't fail financially because of one massive mistake. They fail because of 7 small, socially acceptable ones. Normal doesn't mean optimal. That's not a broke problem. That's a leakage problem. So let's break down the first one. Now, you might be thinking, Anna, come on, I need a car. Yes, you do. But here's where it gets really interesting. The average car payment in the US right now is $735 per month for new cars, $523 per month for used cars. That's not luxury, that's normal. But let's do some math. A $600 monthly payment is $7,200 per year. Over 5 years, that's $36,000, and that's before interest, insurance, upgrades, maintenance, and depreciation. Now, here's the part people miss. If that same $600 was invested monthly at a modest 7% return, over 30 years, that's over $730,000. This is not about cars being bad, it's about financing depreciation. Psychologically, car payments feel harmless because everyone has one. It's normalized. It's just part of life. But mathematically, it's one of the biggest wealth killers hiding in plain sight. Now, housing is tricky because this one comes wrapped in status, security, and emotion. Most people don't buy a house they can't afford. They buy a house that's just slightly more than they should. When lenders approve you for a mortgage, they're calculating risk, not freedom. Homeowners who stretch their budget by even 10 to 15% often delay saving and investing by 5 to 10 years. Why? Because bigger houses mean higher utilities, more furniture, more maintenance, more lifestyle creep. And it's not just the mortgage, it's the entire ecosystem of costs that come with it. Psychologically, owning a bigger home feels like progress, but financially, it often locks people into high fixed costs, which are the hardest costs to escape. This one's sneaky because no one feels guilty about it. Streaming services, apps, memberships, cloud storage, delivery perks. The average American now spends $219 per month on subscriptions, according to C+R research. That's $2,600 per year. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but that's not life-changing money. And you're right, on the surface. But here's the psychological trap. Subscriptions don't feel like spending. They feel like defaults. And defaults are dangerous because you stop questioning them, you stop optimizing them, they quietly become permanent. $2,600 invested annually for 25 years at 7% is over $170,000, not from sacrifice, from awareness. Let's talk about food, not restaurants, not fine dining. I'm talking about takeout because it's been a long day. Delivery, just this week. Pre-made meals for efficiency. The average household spends over $3,500 per year on food away from home. Here's what most people don't realize. Convenience spending isn't about food, it's about decision fatigue. When life feels busy, money becomes the thing we trade for mental relief. But the middle class does this constantly. $10 here, $18 there, $25 because you're tired. And psychologically, because it feels deserved, it goes unquestioned. Now, this one might surprise you because technically it's a good habit. Most people contribute just enough to their 401k to get the employer match, and then they stop. Here's what most people don't realize. That behavior creates the illusion of progress, but mathematically, it often leads to underfunded retirements. According to Fidelity, the average 401k balance for people in their 40s is under $120,000. That's not because they didn't save, it's because they stopped too early. Psychologically, the match feels like winning, but financially, it's just the starting line. Insurance is another responsible expense. Auto, home, life, extended warranties. But here's the issue. Most people set it once and never touch it again. Americans overpay by an average of $400 to $700 per year simply by not re-shopping policies. That's not protection, that's inertia. And inertia is one of the most expensive forces in personal finance. This one ties everything together. Every raise, every promotion, every bonus. The house gets a little nicer, the car gets a little newer, the trips get a little bigger. And look, this is human, but here's what most people don't realize. If your lifestyle rises at the same speed as your income, wealth becomes mathematically impossible. Not hard, impossible. Because wealth isn't built on income, it's built on margin. This is where it gets really interesting. None of these expenses alone destroy wealth, but together, they create a system where money flows in, money flows out, and nothing accumulates. You're busy managing life, not building leverage. So here's what I want you to do, starting this month. Audit fixed costs first, not fun spending. Lower one major expense, not 5 small ones. Redirect the difference automatically. Create space between raises and lifestyle changes. That space is where wealth grows. Look, I know this video might feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is usually a signal that something matters. The middle class isn't stuck because they're lazy or bad with money. They're stuck because they followed rules that were never designed to build wealth. If this video helped you see your finances differently, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And if you want more videos breaking down money in a way that actually makes sense, make sure you're subscribed. Because once you see these patterns, you can't unsee them. And that's where everything starts to change.